Good afternoon from Silicon Valley. Hi, guys. Everything seems to be working, including my cardiovascular system. That's a thumbs up from me. I prefer being alive to being dead. Well, I don't actually know what being dead is like. My assumption is that I prefer it. I'll stick with it as a good default on. Alright, we gotta find piety. So given that I have died 5 times, 6 times so far in League? Five times. I was kind of curious as to what experience the streamers were seeing. And about 20 minutes ago, I watched Mathel have to death march mobs that he outlevels by 10. He's vastly outleveled for the map he's in. And he got chain murdered. Just absolutely freaking annihilated by some mobs. So, maybe slightly overtuned the League mechanic? I hesitate to say for sure. But my deaths, pretty reasonable in number compared to the vast number of deaths going around. Minion offense mastery. 30% increased area of effect. So it's not just me, and my assumption is the hardcore players are avoiding doing the League mechanic like the actual plague, as it would murder them really quickly. First time I've ever heard Mathel say that something appeared to be so overtuned that maybe they got the number wrong, like an extra 0. Hello there. Well, yeah, I mean, I hit stuff yesterday that I had to run away from. And my deaths, I think all but one, have been from the League mechanic. But then that's usual. I mean, on my first build of a League, most of the time, the only thing that's going to kill me is the League mechanic, because I always want to play the League mechanic. I'm going to have to be judicious going forward at the League mechanic. Yeah, when it kicks in, if you overdo it, and when at least in one case I really did. I saw someone say, the most I've ever got was like 2,000 of something. Well, yeah, I had 2,000 of something too, and more than 1,000 of another, and those mobs were just deleting me. Also, I'm going to try not to follow the yellow modes. The yellow modes seem to be the ones that are most likely to just absolutely freaking kill me. But it's not clear to me exactly where the real reward is coming in yet, anyway, from the League mechanic. I mean, I know it empowers the mobs. They're also supposed to drop a bunch of stuff. I'm not seeing a noticeable, increase in the quality or number of drops that I'm getting.
Sister, you will never be.
but the league mechanic is interesting enough to keep me playing it, so that's an improvement over a number of the most recent leagues, where I really didn't find the league mechanic interesting or fun. This one's at least interesting. Fun is to be determined. Yeah, it's just, I mean, certainly my very first trip in, I think it was, I got the map area here in the instanced space with the boxes of currency. And those were, I mean, to get that much currency early on was awesome. But that's the only real tangible reward it's been that I can easily sort of determine. More powerful and have more rarity, and more powerful and have additional currency. So, you know, maybe I'm just not picking up on the differences. That would be good. Being able to pop that at an appropriate moment, I would have to say that does seem like that would be nice. Yeah, my assumption is that the benefits are there, they're real. I'm just not up to snuff enough to pick up on the benefits. My in-depth technical knowledge in some games is really good. PoE, not so much. Ah, one of the specters. That doesn't surprise me. I know a number of really good specters, and I would assume there's some more good ones being added. I haven't gotten to the specters yet, or a number of the other things that my build needs, so I'm still coming up to speed. I mean, I remember how gobsmacked I was when I found out, after playing probably for 2 years, that there was a difference between more and increased. What? Oh yeah, there's a difference. It's not the same thing. Huh? So I'm still working on the technical knowledge for the game. Slowly but surely. Yeah, I know eventually this build is going to want... Whoops, he's empowered. He's double freaking empowered. What could possibly go wrong with this? So the dude was double empowered. He dropped 1 currency. I mean, he wasn't brutally empowered. Yeah, I've had a couple of those. There was one map I had to bail on. I just, you know, exited and control-clicked and created a new instance of it to go in because I couldn't beat the mobs. And Mathel was getting... He got a one-shot a couple times by white mobs that were so empowered. He's in Act 9. Working on stuff. And he's 10 levels over. So yeah, if you're not careful, you can easily overempower stuff. And if you're doubly not careful, you can empower a boss. In which case you could be well and truly dead meat. Let's see if I can empower Piety. Although I'm not sure if this would empower her or not. I don't want yellow. I don't want yellow. I have no choice. In my experience, most of my problems have come through yellow empowerment. Now maybe I just haven't done enough of the rest. To really notice. Yeah, the triple empowerment. That's it feels like the rewards that you're getting for your self-abuse should be a little more obvious, I guess. You know, I assume they've got their numbers right, or at least close. And so it would be nice, you know, if you could actually have a tangible display of what you were gaining for the pain you're inflicting on yourself. Yeah, I think, which one am I using? Using the Magi. So currently I've got 50% to my elemental resistances because I've got a crappy helm, so I don't need any gems in it. And that means I don't have to worry about resistances right now. I haven't gotten to Katava yet. And I have the Wildwood Blessing, but I don't really have the mana to drive it right now. I'm not sure how good it would be. I don't have much in the way of armor, so my assumption is not that. And there we are. Alright. Now, let's get murdered. Not that way. How about this way, then? Waste of time and effort. Okay, good to know. Yeah, so generally I am satisfied with the new league. I think it's an improvement over the last. I didn't really care for the last at all. I like mechanics like this that are sort of ancillary to the league, where you can choose how much you do and how much benefit you want to get, how much risk you want to take. But the last one was basically you had to build for the league mechanic, and I don't like those. I prefer my PoE leagues to be PoE leagues, not some mini-game league. But then you had to get really deep into leveling and power and everything and sort of build to make the last league work. At least it felt that way to me. Impenetrable shrine. Well, who would want to impenetrable shrine, really. Nothing there. Oh, sure, let's live dangerously. It's not magic. It's not magic. Do I have none? Oh, there we are. Detonates. No, 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 no. Let's augment. No, no, not augment. We're going to go ahead and burn an alt on this, and that didn't help at all. All right, fine. Whoops. And that was a waste of my time. It's fine, though. It's fine. Totally not broken up about that. I wasted an alt. We're coming for you, Piety. I could see that one empowered, even though it was in the floor. Ha ha ha. Foolish thing. When you're empowered, don't try and hide in the floor. I can see you. Don't be. Don't be. Dead end. There's like dead ends. I'm an ARPG player. We do not like dead ends. Doom, 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 doom. Okay, Piety, come on. I know you're waiting for me. Laughing quietly. Rubbing your hands together. As if you were an evil cliche. This will all feel significantly better when I get Unleash. Army of Blood. Well, that sounds unpleasant, but appropriate for this map. No, this is not empowered. Here's the question, will Piety be empowered, and will she be a particularly nasty variety of Piety? Or will she just be the run-of-the-mill Piety that we've come to known and love? That one was empowered. Yeah, probably yes. What is it you want? The answer is bad things. I don't think I jacked up the difficulty too high, though. Regardless, I'm going to try and keep my empowerments modest, because I have seen the penalty for not doing so. They are extreme and final. Let's just be on the safe side. Hi, Piety.
Your conviction drives you here. But have you thought what it might drive others to do in return?
Get her, guys. She feels empowered. She is vivid empowered. That's the one I like least. That's the yellow empowerment. That's the baddest. we got her now. Oh, she summoned friends. There we go.
Damn you!
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I hadn't poured too much power in, so... Again, as long as I do not get too impressed with myself and say, hey, I'm sure I can have her triple empowered, I think I'll probably be okay, generally speaking. But I know me, and sometimes I'm going to take it a step too far and regret my life choices. Still, she's done. A number of complaint threads on Reddit about the Goblin Band. I haven't found it particularly annoying yet, but I certainly understand why people will. What the hell is... That's got to be somebody else's effect that is attached to suddenly to me, and I don't know what it is. Well, that one's annoyingly bright.
Unfortunately, piety was...
I did Bone Shatter last league. It was a good build. Kanaka! Thank you for feeding the algorithm, and you are correct. This is the other, perhaps wronger, PoE.
Watch yourself.
And let's see, where are we going to put our next lovely point? We put one there, one there, one there. Minion Defense Mastery. Convocation has increased cooldown rate. I don't even have Convocation yet, but fine, we'll go with that. I do need to get Convocation. I think I'm going to end up with too many buttons. Not sure how I feel about this. I'm still inexplicably bright. That's not anything having to do with my character. Something somebody else did has affected me like that. I know, as I said, a lot of people were complaining about the Goblin Band MTX and hearing the music in town. And other people were saying they like it, but man, the people who don't like it, they really don't like it. Ah, it is my pepcac made manifest. So, we sell you and we sell you. What do you do? What do you do, young man? You get sold. As do you. And you. And you. Thank you. I want to thank you all for playing.
See you.
I mean, that is as close to painfully bright as I've ever seen in a game. And again, it's not my MTXs. Let's see. That one can sell. Immunity to shock. Immunity to ignite. Already got a better version of that. Sell those two. It's unlookable. Pretty sure that's a word if you check.
See you.
I mean, it is uncomfortably bright. As in, I did not know my monitor could throw off that many photons. Levels of bright. So we currently have freeze and bleeding. And that's become an instant sell too.
Need some help. Be careful.
And put that away, and we'll come over here, because I think these are all just regular spells that I can throw into the Transmogrifier. at the end of the labyrinth. So we are off to the Imperial Gardens and the Scepter of God. But first, the Viridian Wildwood. They had the temerity to challenge me. Foolish critters. That noise is exploding frogs. Because, well, I'll tell you that, but I assume you recognized the sound yourself, that you went, oh, that sounds like exploding frogs. You were right. Exploding frogs. Alright, we don't have much empowerment going on. About 150 of all three flavors. Really a rather minimal amount of empowerment, so we should be able to make our way through this without a problem. Having said that, I'm now ensured that I'm going to die again, as is tradition. The kiss of death is very real and very present. And there it is, the Scepter of God. I have the key. And again, I can do a careful amount of empowerment here. Ourselves somewhat with extra speed. We're speed-tastic, speederific. Those guys are all wild empowered. Fortunately, I have Raging Spirits. He's big. That's one of the bossy dudes for, Fortunately, I am speeded up so I can make rather quick summons for my Raging Spirits. And make quick work of him. Silk robe. I don't want to wear it on stream. I would be simply too alluring. Everyone would come and watch, and they would find themselves transfixed and not able to leave the stream. Mostly out of horror. I want to check the bone charm. Please free to insert a girlish giggle here. And +1 to evasion per 1 maximum energy shield on equipped helmet. That doesn't seem actually really any good. That seems really, really underwhelming. I'm underwhelmed. Which is, of course, the opposite of whelmed. One thing you should not do, of course, is actually put any merit or value to anything I say, as I am an inveterate bullshitter. My bullshittery is legendary. But not mythical. Up we go. Stop with the throwing bad things at me. You're just going to upset me. You wouldn't like me when I... Wait. Actually, that's pretty much all the time. Never mind. Yeah. I have chosen poorly. My instincts on the map were bad. Fine, then. We'll just do it the long way. Something went plonk. I didn't see anything particularly noteworthy go plonk, but something made the sound of plonk. Up we go again. Close to the last bit of Act 3. A big, ugly, nasty, evil, bad guy awaits, as is tradition. And because of that, we will not be doing the League mechanic at the beginning of the next map. On account of, we don't want to die that much. Wait, what? Oh god, it's 50-50. I'm going to guess this side. It'll be wrong, but I'm going to guess this side. I have guessed poorly. Also, as is tradition. It's always guesswork as to where the stairs are on these maps here. And sometimes you guess right, and you fly right through it. And other times you guess wrong, and you have to suss out the entire damned map. Alright, I will not, repeat not, be going into there, okay? We just don't want to do that. That would be a bit of poor survival instinct at work. As empowering big bosses in this new League mechanic leads to rapid, excruciating death. Well, I think it's random. So the minions would be annoying. The boss, probably lethal. And so I think unless you are really convinced about the power of your build, that trying to juice up a boss, one of the real map bosses, could be, well, I mean, you can always just create a new instance of the map, and that's fine. But it's so easy to get them jacked up to the point where you really have no counterplay. And that's not great. This way? Nope, not that way. Pardon me. Sure, why not? Pardon. Pardon also the grunty noise. I shouldn't grunt at you. Set of stairs. Again, having gone through the whole map, I am not having good luck finding the stairs in the Scepter of God today. Last league, I distinctly remember basically optimal pathing it by complete luck. Well, an old-fashioned style of essence mob. Essence mobs can get empowered too. And so you get an essence mob with 2 or 3 essences in it that is also doubly or triply empowered. That's not going to be a happy time. Give me that essence. Give me that old-time essence. Now let us go up to the tower rooftop, where Mr. Happy awaits us.
Exile has tested you.
Hi, Dominus.
Now let's see what
That's a level 40, I think.
Have you ever seen the true face of God, Exile?
Not sure. But I've seen your true face. That's not the same thing, dude. We've almost got phase 1 of him done. Oh, yes, there's 2 phases. Wouldn't be a real bad guy if he didn't have multiple phases. Let's level up all our gems while we have a second here before we get to phase 2. Powerful gems, more faster or killing. Sorry, Big D. Down you go. Okay, a quick check to see where I should be putting my next point. Alright, we got that, we got that, we got that, we got that, and that. I think we got all of those, so we need to look at the next. Yes, we do. The next tier of the map. We either head there or there. Let's head there first. Yeah. We'll head there first. So, more life. Always good. Silk gloves could be good. Grab the coiled staff. Maybe the helm. The orb of transmutation. We'll talk to the lovely Lady Diala. Hi, Diala.
You have mounted the sun.
Even though she calls me not a cockroach, I still like her. Of course, she also has stones implanted in her head, which is an interesting fashion choice. Very 2050. Load-in times to towns have grown egregiously long. Presumably because it has to load in all of the MTX on everybody else. Gee, not that they're shiny and flashy at all. Okay, they're slightly shiny and flashy. Let's see what we've got. Nope. Those are both big fat nodes. Ooh, 4 sockets, but crap. And weren't even 4 linked. Really insulting.
Bring me back something nicer.
Me? Bitter? Let me find out. Ooh. Oh, God, yeah. I taste like aspirin. Yes, I was not impressed with that. We wanted to sell that as well. I have no idea what it'll sell for, though. Wow, 2 elk shards.
See you.
So, in other words, diddly. And not even Bo Diddley. Old guy musical reference. It is slightly chilly here today, but that's by my standards. I'm not complaining about it on account of I have a Canadian friend in chat who would or could quite correctly say, dude, you don't know jack shit about cold. And he would be entirely correct. That is a subscription? Say what? From I'm going to try this and a follow. I can certainly give you the my standard spiel for the follow. I don't have one yet for Kiwa. Is going to be the way I'm going to try to pronounce that. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow and the subscription. And good, presumably, afternoon. And thank you. Thank you very much. Very kind indeed. And that was everyone done? Everyone done spitting out purple juice? Everybody? Four degrees below. Okay, so basically, I'll round that off to -5 because it makes the math easier. That's minus 1 times 9. That's minus 9, 23. I believe that makes it around 25 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is a colder temperature than I have ever been in. I'm getting more of the colored dots than I am entirely comfortable with. I will attempt another route that has fewer of the colored dots to murder me in the next map. Well, at least that's bundle upable, unlike extremely high temperatures where you really have no option other than sweating. It's still not something I would want to deal with. I am, in my own words, when it comes to different climates and stuff, a complete and total candy ass. Well, I have spent my entire life in an area that is very temperate. It seldom gets overwhelmingly hot, almost never gets extremely cold, except like at the middle of the night. Yeah, that's beyond cold. A friend of mine, who is Canadian, moved away from Saskatchewan to Nova Scotia. Basically, he exchanged ridiculously low temperatures for a whole lot more snow. He preferred the snow, and that I have to completely agree with his decision. He would frequently get continuous minus 40 degrees Celsius temperatures, so... Which is, let's see, minus 40, I think minus 40 or 42 is the same in both. Minus 40 would be, let's see, 8, minus 72, minus 40. Yeah, there we go. So I think minus 40 is the same in both. And, you know, getting that for a week was enough. So I think the coldest I have ever been out in public in, at least where I could determine the temperature, was minus 30. Sorry, not minus 30. No. 30. My bad. And I have, on the other side, I have been in 113. And that was in Las Vegas, where, as they say, it was a dry heat, and I also had an alcoholic Slurpee in my hand. And, you know, it's probably not a good idea long-term as a fix for high temperatures, but when you're in 113, an alcoholic Slurpee is really, really good. Getting close to town. We're almost there. We'll see how much jacked up the little mini boss we're about to get is in a couple of seconds. There he is, or it is. Not much. if at all. Ooh, chromatic orb. Delicious. Minus 42, yeah, it's literally something I can't even conceive of. I don't have a reference for that. Wow, whole bunch of staves going on. Check that one. Nope. We'll check that one. Unsurprisingly, no. I mean, I could get lucky and have really good minion stats on them. Wasn't likely, but it was worth burning a couple of wisdom scrolls on. Yeah, that would be it. I've never been into a commercial walk-in, but my understanding is, yeah, you can get a similar experience in there, but that would be as close as I could get without moving to Saskatchewan, say. And while I'm sure everyone would be nice and polite in the brief amount of time before I died, I'm going to pass. Might be worth it for poutine, though. As close as I've come is gravy fries. And gravy fries are nice, but somehow I just don't think they're quite the same as poutine. Let's see if we got anything decent here in my pile of swag.
We opens the gate. Dominus was high.
Yeah. Here, just buy my stuff, huh? Yeah, it's an approximation. I just don't think it's an especially good approximation of an actual poutine. +1 to level of all physical spell gems. Does that qualify for SRS? No, I fire. I mean, they do convert to fire, so. Nope. And nope. Okay. Oh, I'll sell that. Now you're just being cruel to point out that the last time you had poutine, it had duck confit in it, because it's hard to find anything more delicious than confit. I'm going to regret that. Sooner or later, I'm going to regret removing that, but we're going to. Probably sooner, would be my guess. Oh man, and the fries fried in duck fat too. God, that's a war crime to rub that in on me. Because
Be careful.
first of all, duck is so delicious, and most Americans have no idea. They've never had duck. And that's just sad.
Whether it succumb, our hopes are with you.
There was some show, I don't remember which. It had Gordon Ramsay, I think, where he was teaching your average American who doesn't cook how to cook stuff. And he cooked up duck for them so that they could taste it first and then try to duplicate the recipe. And the looks on their faces tasting duck for the first time just said it all. The third most delicious thing I've ever eaten.
I am sorry, God. We must learn not to abuse your creations.
Was duck. It was served at Joël Robuchon in Las Vegas. And it was a duck with a drizzle of with a balsamic, concentrated balsamic. They'd been reduced, so a reduction of balsamic and duck, and it was glorious. The first and second thing, most delicious things I've ever eaten, were both. I'm getting a lot of purple juice here. I'm not entirely comfortable with that. Were both tempura things. Tempura foie gras was number one, and tempura fried snail was number two. Technically, the entire most delicious dish I have ever eaten was a ragout of salsify and foie gras topped with tempura fried foie gras at the French Laundry. It's tough to go wrong with duck.
Approach, traveler.
I will approach the breaker of oaths.
Do not speak it aloud. Names have power in this place. Not even I can protect you if you foolishly give out your name here.
You know, when you're talking to the NPC, the mob shouldn't attack you. They just shouldn't. It's a horseshit mechanic. I'm getting a lot of purple juice here. Okay, good. That's the end of me getting purple juice. There will be no more purple juice. Well, there's a lot of purple juice there that we will avoid taking, and we'll just leave. Purple juice, well, all of the juices. Yes, there are a number of games where that can happen, and I just think that's punitive game design. What was it? Someone was telling me... Someone was reviewing a game. Oh, it was Muckluck was playing the new Warhammer RTS. And the game doesn't stop, and you can't skip the cinematics. So a cinematic pops up, and you die. Your units can die. Hold it, something dropped. A fuse worth going back for. And to me, I mean, that was, if I had considered, and I would have considered, buying the new RTS, that's a game breaker for me. I will not play a game like that. The first time that happened to me, I would rage quit, and I would not come back. That's a capital crime for a game developer, to include that in the game. Whoever made the decision to not fix it, because I know somebody had to tell them, players aren't going to like that. So the person who made the decision, they should be making a living by saying, would you like fries with that? I mean, for one league, I don't remember which league, the league mechanic, they paused the game while you dealt with the league mechanic. Fiddled with the little bits here in PoE. And my response was, why can't you do this for all the league mechanics? So many of the league mechanics, they do things like put up a screen that covers the whole screen, but you're still live and can get attacked and die. I always want to interface with the league mechanic. That's one of the reasons I keep coming back to PoE. New league mechanics are fun. I would like to be able to play it and not worry about constantly being attacked from mobs that have happened to wander over and decided that I look delicious. They're right, of course. I am delicious. So that's something I genuinely wish that they would change in PoE that when you're interacting with the League mechanic, stop the game. Please? They won't. They don't listen to me. Nobody listens to me. Now someone will say something here just to prove that somebody was listening. Because contrary is in your nature. It's part of being human. Which I assume most of you are. I've discovered over the last couple of days, while watching Josh Strife Hayes, by the way that rhymes, that my speech pattern sounds a lot like Josh Strife Hayes's. And my first thought was, oh my god, I kind of talk the way Josh Strife Hayes does. But then I realized, I'm a lot older than him. He talks like me. Except with a British accent, obviously. Josh, I like your stuff. Stop stealing my bit. That's really not very good.
What do you want? May fear guide you.
If you're not familiar with Josh Strife Hayes, amongst the other things, he's currently, I don't know where about right now, but he was earlier streaming Path of Exile, which he enjoys. He also has a, I think, I find really entertaining series of videos he does called Worst MMO Ever, where he's not really playing bad MMOs, he's playing older MMOs and stuff, more obscure ones. And he knows that the phrase worst MMO ever is going to bring in a lot more clicks than best MMO ever. And watching particularly of a game that I have played a lot, like I know his one for Star Wars: The Old Republic, Lord of the Rings Online, stuff like that. They are good, measured, 95% correct in his understanding of game systems and mechanics on those games. Analyses of the games, what makes them good, what they're not so good at, all that kind of stuff. Can recommend. Is clever fellow.
All hopes. Bye-bye.
At first I thought he was a condescending jerk, and then I realized, no, he's just British.
The gate is open, and now life will go on.
Summon Carrion Golem. Well, why wouldn't I do that? And there's the Carrion Golem. So now we need to go into the mines and find voltaic sulfite, and find Deshret's spirit, and find the rapture device. I myself, constantly looking for rapture in my life. Coming up empty. But I feel it's incumbent upon me to keep looking. I now have a carrion golem. I'm going to name him Jerry.
The earth here trembles with a fear of judgment.
That's a lot of yellow juice. I don't like the yellow juice. The other two flavors of juice do not seem quite as abusive as the yellow flavor of juice. he's big. He's a nameless beast. No wonder he's so mad. I mean, I summon a carrion golem. What do? I immediately named it Jerry. This poor thing. No, that's a lot of yellow juice. I don't like that much yellow juice. That's a level for me. I do like levels, though. I'm getting too much yellow juice. This is going to be bad. I'm going to crack 1,000 here, and that's... Oh, boy, I'm just... Yeah. I am regretting my life decisions, and I haven't even died from it yet. Okay, well, there we go. At least we get to exit now. 1,138. They're more powerful and have more item quantity. Where were we going? We're going down. Increased armor, increased energy shield, regenerate % of life, and strength and int buff. Alright. Back to the mines. Will the essence-bearing spirit also be empowered? Yes. No, he's not. He just has the essence. Okay. Anything down here? Yes, there is. Voltaxic sulfite, everyone. One of our quests is to find Voltaxic sulfite.
This'll do nicely, Exile.
There's Nico, Master of the Depths.
This is the... See you later.
See you later. Now, there will be 3 nodes of Voltaxic sulfite here. That one's Vivid Empowered. He didn't want to die. Understandable. I don't think... I wouldn't be too keen about dying, so I can't fault him for that. That one's Vivid Empowered. So far, none of the big uglies has been Vivid Empowered, as that can lead to me being vividly eviscerated. Spoiler, I'm trying to skip the eviscerated part. Alright, there's the other 2 nodes of Voltaxic sulfite. We'll need all of that sulfite when we go in to Delve. One of the most successful... Wow. One of the most successful challenge leagues they ever had was Delve. A lot of people really love Delve. And they have, in fact, since then... At the end of their regular challenge league, they will occasionally do a sort of a different kind of... He is Vivid Empowered, but I have many raging spirits that are raging at him, and he's dead. They will do a special short little mini league where they will do some odd rules changes and stuff. And I am a huge fan of alternate rule set games, MMOs and the like, so... And they'll do it with basically Delve only. That's a little bit more Delve than most people want, but as I said, I'm just a huge fan of alternate rule set gameplay.
This'll do nicely, Exile.
I think it's a great way to add life to an old game, an old, say, MMO. It's something I think they do really well in EverQuest. EverQuest 1, EverQuest 2. Adding in alternate rule sets. I really would like to see a game find a good way of implementing alternate rule sets and having them sort of allow you to continue the gameplay where you end like a season, say they have here in Path of Exile. A lot of ARPGs now are doing seasons. So it's sort of like what they're doing with the Discovery League mechanic currently in WoW Classic, where they're kind of building a sort of like a progression server system with alternate rule sets. I think that's really interesting. I was very, very tempted to try that out. Some of this is bad. Something in there was hitting me harder than I liked. The season of Discovery, I think it is, in WoW. It to me, it seems like a smart, interesting addition. And I think it's promising sort of approach. And depending on the server architecture, it can also be, I would expect... Whoops! That was bad. Like I said, that was bad. There's a whole lot of badness here, as that's my 6th death in the league. And I think you can understand kind of why. Sort of. There's a lot... Oh, there are 2 rares in here, at least. So, yeah. Oop. Oh, I'm back in town. Oh, that sucks. It really sucks. I have to go back through the map then. Come on, load me in, please. That got awful fast. I don't think I got a waypoint in there. I don't remember getting a waypoint in there. I didn't get a waypoint in there. Okay, well, that's see,
the time of the place.
it's not quite a death march in an EverQuest kind of vein, EQ1, but it doesn't make me, you know, happy. Not sure. Do we need that? Let's try Barkskin. Let's turn that off. And try Barkskin. First, Clarity and Vitality. Let's try Barkskin. I now have Barky Skin. Dead end. Awesome. And I'm getting some laggy spikes. Not a fan. Oh, this is the way I actually wanted to go. There we are. Yeah, well, I mean, we ARPG players, we do not like backtracking. We're not fans of running through empty maps. That's what happens when you die in an untimely fashion. Like me. Hey Z, how you doing? That was the thing that just murdered me. Rudely. Not a fan of the mechanic. I've never played Metroidvania. My suspicion is, no, as backtracking and the like, I'm not a fan of generally, so my expectation is what I would find them to be technically well-made games, but with a sort of foundational game system that I don't like, would be my expectation. I mean, I really, it was a mechanic I kind of detested in WoW, where it was kind of predicated, and you go into a dungeon and you clear out part of it, you go back into a dungeon and you either clear out part of it or clear the whole thing again. as part of the storyline. You know, doing it for gear was that was sort of a given, but a storyline that drives you into the same place multiple times, yeah, not a fan. I mean, I certainly understand that they are well-loved games for a reason.
No soul should suffer as you have.
My assumption is the people who are fans of those kinds of games are not people with bad taste. They're just people with different taste. But in ARPGs in particular, running through an empty map, we just hate it. And that's one of the things that was so confusing about Diablo 4, is it was designed apparently in utter ignorance of one of the sort of fundamental things that ARPG players hate, which is running through empty map. I will pick up the Grove Bow. Evidently, I won't pick up the Grove Bow. That's my first 5-socket. There was much rejoicing. Okay, not that much rejoicing. Grove Bow, in case I get in... I'm enjoying the League enough to build a second character. I might want to have a fast-shooting bow. So, Grove Bow. You know, I'm going to give this a skip this time because I don't want to mess up and have to run through 2 empty maps. And now watch me die anyway and have to... Oh, it's got beasts. I could die. Come on, Einar. There he is. Thanks, Einar. The yellow beasts are not a particular threat. There's going to be 4 of those, but the red beasts can be dicey. Red beasts can be bad, bad news. Oh, this can kill me too. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going for it. I have you guys to keep me company if I have to run back through 2 empty maps. Corrupted areas like this, Vol areas, Vol side areas, are a good source of, if you get lucky, corrupted 5 and 6 links. We're not going to be using that. So this is a bit of a crapshoot. Mobs can be extra deadly. But the last box of goodies can be very rewarding. We're living dangerously. And here we are. Got him. Not too bad. You know what? I could use a 5 link with generous colors. you don't always win. Go for the goodies. Sometimes you don't get the goodies. Life's just not fair. We were never promised fair, sadly. There's the bossy dude. You need to be away from him because he explodes when he dies. There's a level. That's his explosion. We have another point. I'm not sure where we're going from here. I'll check in a minute. After we finally get to Lady Diala again. That's another yellow beast. A whole bunch of tricorns just dropped. Dead end and dead end. I don't like dead ends. I may have mentioned that. That's the red monster. Those are the ones that are the most important in terms of utility. Got him. Nice. Don't be a dead end, don't be a dead end, don't be a dead end. Thank you. Come on, Diala. I know you're in here somewhere. It's me, not a cockroach. There we are. Grab the recipe. Cold damage. A complete non-factor. Grab the waypoint. Yay! Talk to Diala.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Head back to town. We'll sell our junk. Grab our next point. We continue heading down. We are heading for Grave Pact. Grave Pact. There is where we're headed for. Let's sell our stuff first.
Can we be of help?
I don't know. Can you be of help? Definitely selling that. Selling that. That. That too. Life and energy shield. That's better than the one I've got. And we're selling that one too. And we're going to sell that. I have a new hat. It's a pretty hat. Sure, put that in there. Corrupted but not Vol. Well, what's the point in that? Vol Ice Nova and Vol Reeve. Mana removes curses, that's fine. can we get lucky with an affix? Reduced charges per use. Don't need the corrupted blood one anymore. So, let's see. This can go here. This tab can get flask affinities. So now any flask I just throw into the stash will automatically go to this tab. This is where I'm putting stuff that might be useful for another character if I decide to go that route.
Deshret has ascended.
Deshret has
You
ascended.
will be
That was
remembered.
my work. I did that, and now Tsuni will give me another skill point, because I'm just that cool.
I felt it. You've done yourself proud today.
And a couple of respect points as well. And then we'll begin buffing up our minions more. More minion damage. Good. We are ready. We'll visit Nico's mine encampment first. This is Delve. Which is historically sort of considered a league mechanic done right.
Looks like shite. Goodbye.
So, we go into the mine. We talk to Nico.
This is
We choose a destination for the crawler, and this is how Delve works. It goes down and out on the sides forever. There's no limit to how far it goes. And each of these zones, each of the little icons here is denoting what the reward is there, whether it's armor or weapons or currency or random stuff, or more of the azurite you need to drive the little crawler that we're going to be following that shows off the light. You have to stay in the light. Does that sound familiar, Carol Ann? Or you start taking damage really quickly. And you can jack up a number of the different bits and pieces involved in Delve itself as you level up through it. So we'll follow this. And I'll try to keep my raging spirits summoned up in front of me to nuke out the mobs. You have to stick with the sled. The sled is light. The sled is life. Those are some really unpleasant mobs to get right off the bat. Thanks. That was an ironical thanks, by the way. I wasn't actually thanking them for that. And we're almost at the end now, and at the end there'll be something we activate that'll send in waves of mobs. And that thing's still there. Cave Fangs, leeches life, fire, and ignite resistance. Care to guess what my build is predicated on? Here we go. Basically, we have to survive these waves of mobs. And then we get our reward, which is loot doesn't drop while you're doing a delve. It only drops at the end of the delve. So everything we've killed, all the loot drops now. We get azurite from those azurite nodes. And you can use that to level up things like how much light the shed emits, what kind of resistance to the darkness you have, other good stuff. We'll return to the encampment. I'll talk to him. He'll give us another quest to make
Look at it sparkle.
flares and a dynamite. You have flares you can throw and dynamite you can throw to knock down walls. So 2 flares and a dynamite. And that uses all the azurite we had. That's the introduction to delving.
Stay in the light, exile.
We'll head back to town. We may do some delving later. I clicked on the wrong thing. Now I clicked on the right thing. Loading times gotten really bad, but only into town, because they have to load in all of the MTX on everybody now. I mean, I'm MTX'd up a little bit too. Almost all of it is free stuff that I've gotten, but yeah, a lot of people they want to show off. That is a no, right? Yeah, that's a no, I think. That's a no. And that is also a no. Hi,
What
Kira.
is it, exile?
Buy my stuff. Thanks.
I'm watching you.
She's watching me. She digs me. Alright. Next up, we go back into the crystal veins, where 2 different dreams await us. The dream of Duresso and the dream of Calm. We'll start with Duresso's dream. We need both of the things that they drop. Give those to Lady Diala to power up this gun that will shoot a pew-pew ray and knock a hole down into the belly of the beast. And in that case, it's not a phrase, a euphemism. It is actually a beast. The belly of an actual beast. Here we are again. Well, we'll see if we die. Hopefully not, but as we have shown recently, I am not immune to dying in here. By the way, that big bunch of spikes you see is not bad guy attack. That's my carrion golem's attack. And I am getting a lot more juice than I'm completely comfortable with. This is the juice that makes mobs more powerful and have a chance to drop additional currency items. A couple hundred, not a problem. Getting up towards 1,000 though, and the mobs you're fighting and getting really nice. Not so much in here, although I did die in the map like 5 minutes ago. But it empowers the regular map you were in when you started in here. So this is going to be in Duresso's dream. And that poof you just saw, that's all the wisps I gathered, going out and empowering the mobs in this map. And those mobs will be more powerful, and theoretically will drop more currency. How much? We don't really know. That Orb of Chance one of them just dropped. Was that because of the buff to that we get? Don't know. Now that guy is not, in fact, buffed up with the juice. That was just a regular, I've got a lot of life mob. boatloads of life. Not sure how much is in a boatload. Is it a shit ton? A metric shit ton? Scum Mauler the Harrian. Haha, missed me. Missed me. But since you're a scum crawler, you don't have to kiss me. In fact, don't. Let's go out on a limb and just say don't. So, fights are always going to be easier if I can preload and get out a bunch of my Raging Spirits first. So anything where you activate an area or a boss or anything like that, if I can preload and just do this and cast a bunch of Raging Spirits. Also, casting Raging Spirits will get easier when I get access to the Unleash support gem. As basically every right click will summon 3 of my Raging Spirits instead of 1. It has minor drawbacks, but the ability to get 3 per click, in essence, is really good. So we're about to go into another one of these little mini arenas where waves of mobs are going to come at us. And so we just recast the hell. Oh, this isn't one of the mini arenas. This is the arena that has the mini boss in it. The mini boss who's almost already dead and is dead. And that's another level for me. Go me. Let's see. And minions deal increased 12% increased damage and have 12% increased minion accuracy. My minions, you see, can miss. Sadly. Slender Crawl. And the Grand Arena. Now again, because we're going to be fighting a boss at the end of this, Duresso, I'm going to choose to take the cowardly way out and not activate the weird wildwood, whatever the hell it is. Not activate the League mechanic to make things any more difficult. Because given how bad just some regular mobs and such can get, buff bosses, not great. I don't know what Warlord's Grip is other than it is one of the arch nemesis mods. And that's why he took so much damage to kill. And that's another problem. Even if you can have time to mouse over a mob and see what the modifiers it has are, if it's one of those, I have no idea what that actually does. None. Just one of the many things wrong with the arch nemesis system. Utterly uninformative names for the modifiers. Hi guys, I preloaded just for you. Oh, and you. a flame. Well, that just sounds fun. Leech's life, caustic orb on death. See? Those ones I could understand. Those are the caustic orbs that he launches on death. Grip of the Warlord, not as informative. Fire and ignite resistant, cold and chill resistant, and something else. See, those ones, pretty straightforward. Even if you don't play the game, you can understand, okay, fire resistant. That means that all of the fire damage you see is going to be lessened. Makes sense. Warlord's grip? No idea. Something there was appearing to not die, even though it was dead already. I'm not sure exactly what that was. Let's kill these three things just because they've irritated me. Their existence irritates me. They must die. I believe we now have the fight against Duresso. The Ring of Blades. Duresso. Hi, Duresso. And down goes Duresso.
We give our fallen heroes more glory than they ever earned in life.
And this is the Eye of Desire. My right eye is tearing up a lot. I think I'm so moved by you guys being here on a Saturday. I'm fine. I'm an old guy. Things don't work right. Okay, that works just fine, I'll have you know. But my eyes get all watery during the day, and then they get dry at night. Why? They hate me.
What do you want?
That's a nope.
You will be remembered.
I will note a pet peeve of mine. There's the... That's my, Portal MTX is a throbbing heart. Because reasons. You'll note how small the inventory is in PoE, which I understand is part and parcel of the ARPG gameplay mechanics. But having quest items take up a shitload of your inventory is a crap way of abusing your player base. That's all. We'll give her the eye, though, so in this case we can get rid of it. The wildwood here does me no good because I'm not going to be doing anything in this map other than going through it. So we're off to Calm's Dream now. And, sure. I will go into the wildwood here.
With wrath.
Cultists. Man, nobody likes cultists. Not a fan on the yellow in particular. The yellow juice in particular seems to be the one that has killed me most often. That may just be that I have been grabbing that one the most often. My dudes went over here to kill something. I wish they had more of the sort of interesting locations here in the Wildwood. I think it was my first Wildwood in the game that had an interesting location in it. A place that had like 8 boxes, once I cleared it out, had like 8 boxes of currency. And so I started off my league with a bunch of currency right off the bat. And that was cool. I mean, not like huge amounts of currency, but you know, some currency. Ooh, 4 socket blue? 4 link blue. Yes, I will definitely take those. And those are going to try to turn into something. My current boots. That's where I have my main stuff sitting, though. I would have to try and recolor these. Well, I'm going to hold on to them regardless. Because these boots are crap other than having the colors I need. My current boots are terrible. A Rakengo. I don't know if that's a Polynesian kind of critter. As the GGG devs are New Zealand based, but have a lot of Pacific Island references and influences. So I don't know if a Rakango is a critter, mythical critter of that sort of flavor or not. Did I? Not. Why didn't I follow this? I don't know. I'll follow it now. Never had a problem with the Duresso, the Dream of Duresso, but I have occasionally had some problems with the mods in Calms. Getting close to another level. Crit resistant, and it has consecrated ground. I do like these little guys, the little totems. They are reminiscent of, I think it was Princess Mononoke. Had these little creepy little spirits that did that, sort of turn their head and then bonk it back. Ooh, he's big and has Thug's Grip, so again, that's another one of the Arch Nemesis mods, and I don't know what it does. But he's big. Fire and Ignite resistant again. Great, thanks. That's another level. 44. I am catching up, percentage-wise, to the really good players. Sharp Slice. Not the most inventive of names, but okay. What is something is hitting my stuff? Oh, that is. The skeletal shrine was summoning skeletons that my mobs were beating up on. Because that's their job. That's why I pay them the big bucks. Just to beat up other mobs. It's not that big bucks, but it's a living. It's an honest living. Also, there's I summon raging spirits, and well, I mean, come on, that's like a gimme for me. It's like we're related. Grouchy old man, grouchy disembodied spirit. Sure, makes sense. Go into the bad place. Lens, don't go into the bad place. Draw Lens a picture sometimes. That helps. Poor old man. Poor old man. So let's see, I should or shouldn't stand in the bad stuff. Can someone explain this to me? Calm's stronghold awaits. We will head back to town because our inventory is, like, way full, dude. There's the noise of the Goblin Band that you get for one of the big MTX packages, and it's driving a lot of players bug-fuck crazy. I don't mind it too much, but I have seen similar things in the past that I absolutely loathed. WoW had a train set that you could activate constantly. They would go woo woo, chicka 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 woo woo, over and over and over again. And of course, as any person who's ever played any game like this for any length of time knows, if you give the other players a way to annoy and grief players, they will. So on that principle, I am not a fan of that new MTX. It hasn't bothered me yet.
What do you want?
I don't expect that it will, But on principle, not a fan. +1 at the level of all lightning spell skill gems. That's almost good for me. If only it was fire. Smoke she is arising. Old guy music reference. Mana recovered. Removes mana from life. That's a sell. Increased recovery rate. That's not bad. Removes curses. That one removes curses. Reduced charges. 480 mana. I think I will actually rather have it over a long period of time, so I think that's a sell as well. We got a quality perforate. That sounds almost contradictory. We definitely want to hold on to this. And this goes in here. We're going to sell those two. And then we're going to go kick Calm's ass. So someone who's just standing there, presumably, knowingly, intentionally trying to annoy other players. Because he has these goblins here and here and here. Let's see if it'll play for us again. Personally, as I said, this particular instance of that kind of mechanic doesn't bother me. Doesn't seem to be triggerable. There you heard it. Granted, I don't have the volume turned up very high either. We're not, repeat, not going to go into the Wildwood. Because again, we'll be fighting a boss, and I don't want to. I don't want to deal with a jacked up boss. Because my experience so far has educated me that that can be a really awful mistake. That if you overly jack up even regular mobs, you can find yourself just getting annihilated. I was watching Athel earlier. Penance Brand is supposed to be broken. Might be one of the new varieties of Penance Brand that's actually broken. I was watching Mathel, and he was had jacked up the map so much that the white mobs were killing him, and there were a couple of other mobs, I don't remember if they were rares or what they were, but they were one-shotting, and they were one-shotting him so fast, he couldn't get out of the way. He couldn't avoid them, he couldn't run, he had to death march them. And he's really, really good at this game, and I'm crap. So I have grown a bit more cautious. In my choices as to when to go into the Wildwood and jack up the maps. Too much juice, and you're gonna die. More 4-socket gloves. For Link, I should specify. For Link, good. I've only seen, I think, 1 5-socket so far at all. Wow, what a jerk. Another level for me. I'm winning. 1 level at a time. But Mathel said, yeah, I don't know, maybe somebody added an extra 0 in the program as to how overjuiced some of these mobs could be. And I doubt that's the case, that they accidentally put an extra 0 in, or that they didn't test it. Because we've seen big mechanics like this before that will just be incredibly punitive. But fortunately, we can skip these if we choose. And so I will do so judiciously. That is a chromium orb, a chrome orb, chromatic orb, there we go. Something like that. No, it was something like that. I'll take a cast when damage taken, might need that later. Rakango. And another Rakango. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Working a little too hard. Not worth the effort. Dead Rakango. Bad Rakango. No biscuit. And not quite there yet. Calm is waiting for us. Calm awaits. And just to be on the safe side, drop the portal. I know it looks like an enormous, giant, throbbing heart, but it's actually a portal. I come. I come.
Determination, Cal. Find another.
Got him. One of the good things about SRS is that you can preload, like I said, summon up a bunch of Raging Spirits, and step in and activate. But because it requires time to build them up, anything that doesn't allow for you a little bit of time to
What do you
summon
need
them
now?
up can be a little bit more problematic, shall we say. That and that. Sell and sell. Sell that. 4 links. Innovation, energy, getting 2 blue. I'm gonna hold on to that, I think. Oh, that might be usable.
You will be remembered.
I'll be remembered, guys. Some of these NPCs say some crazy shit. There we go. And here we want to see what the other affix is. More recovery while on low life. Yeah, we'll take that. We will replace. We now have the freeze and the bleed covered. Drop that there. That there. We need to do a little back and forth right now. We need to go back to Diala. Give her Calm's Dream. She'll use that to empower the Death Star laser beam here to punch a hole in the wall.
Fury.
She also completes a quest that we need to go back to town to cash in. I think for a gem. I think. Maybe I can get Unleashed finally. Up here. This one.
What is that?
Spell Echo. Multi-strike. GMP. Chain. Increased AE. Ignite Prolith. Spellblade. Frigid Bond. Fist of War. Arcanist Brand. Unleash. Dun, 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 dun.
They all leave me.
That's the one we need. And that will replace our faster casting support, which we'll hold on to. Supported spells gain a seal every 0.87 seconds to a maximum of 3 seals. Supported spells are unsealed when cast, and their effects reoccur for each seal lost. Supported skills deal 49% less damage when reoccurring, but it makes it much, much faster to summon the Raging Spirits, which are our primary damage dealer. Let's go ahead and drop... Well, really? Minion damage... Combustion... LA Prolith... I don't think we need either of those. No, eventually we need that. Oh, we don't need any of that. We can just keep that there to keep leveling up. Okay, fine. Fine, fine.
What is it, Exile?
We got everything we need. We do. Into the belly of the beast. Level 1. My belly only has a single level. It's an overly large one, granted.
This is not creation.
Into the Viridian Wildwood we go. How wild is it? I died, I think, twice while in the Wildwood. Whoops! But I've had the effects of the Wildwood kill me a number of times, all the rest of the times. He's bad. I'm not a fan of him. He is Fury Ripper. And he had exploding frogs, because, of course. If you're like me, you wish you had exploding frogs too. Bone rings. Minion rings. Okay, I will pick those up. Is there... Ooh, that's purple juice. I'd rather not get... Oh, we're at 1,000 purple juice. This is gonna get ugly. Of course, there is no map while you're in the browser. Oh, we don't want more purple juice. We'd be fine now with ending it if we could get our gate back to the real world. That's one thing I find a little bit strange about this league, is that historically, when there are league mechanics, there's usually a button to sort of like end the league mechanic prematurely down here. Yeah, you could end Delirium that way. Whoops! Challenge complete. Whispering Wildwood Wisps. I guess I killed enough of a particular flavor. There we go. That's what I was looking for, was the door out. Oh, that's going to be a lot of juice. If we look at the challenges, league challenges, you get a certain number of them done, you start getting goodies. And that was the Whispering Wildwood Wisp. I've got the Ancient Asmeri Ancestry one. That's the Wildwood, collect 1,000 wisps, kill a rare, and encounter a denizen. This is the second one. Collect 15,000 of each type of wisp. This is going to be bad. That's my prediction. This is going to hurt. Am I going to die? Don't know. But you juice things up. That one's empowered. Okay. That one wasn't a problem. But that was, of course, just a regular mob that was empowered. The real problems generally are going to occur when you've empowered uncommon mobs or rare mobs. Those are the ones that are really going to hurt. That is 5 sockets, 4 links. I might be able to craft them. We are in the belly of the beast, quite literally, and the beast's belly has lots and lots of eyes, which is not normally something one would associate with a belly. At least the inside of a belly. Okay, she did not get empowered, so yeah, it does seem to be random as to what. It's not always the boss getting empowered, or a mini boss, or the rares. That thing is empowered, for instance. And generally the white mobs, the regular common mobs, them getting juiced up, probably not a big problem. At least so far. I do wonder how much juice, so to speak, Mathel had poured into the ones on Chapter 9 that he was having issue with, the white quality mobs, as he's laughing at how unpleasant the fights were. That one was probably empowered because he dropped a bunch of actual good currency. Not empowered, but he did have a arch nemesis mod. I am no beast of burden. I beg to differ, sir. You are in fact the beast of burden. Dead end. Dead end, dead end, dead end, dead end, dead end. Dead end. That one's empowered. manageable. Belly of the Beast, level 2. Beast Boogaloo. I'm going to go back to town and sell my junk. And probably not juice that level. I can't remember. Specifically the layout. I think actually I could probably juice it. But I'd rather not find out that I had made a mistake.
Yes.
Couple bone rings. Lol, I said bone. That's 2 blue and 2 red linked. That's what I need for what I'm currently casting with. It's not anywhere near as much energy shield, but we do have an open prefix. I can work with that. Set that one aside. 2 stone ring. Got to be better than one of the ones I'm currently using.
I'm watching you.
She's watching me, guys. I'm going to head to my hideout. Don't tell anyone where it is. I thought that had an open prefix. I thought wrong. It does not have an open prefix. It has an open suffix. We're fine on elemental resists right now. Nothing else particularly useful there. So what we're going to do is we're going to give up a little energy shield, sadly. And look at what we can do with these satin slippers. We may end up... keep that. Drop those there. Put those away. Drop that in. Is it here? No, guess we down. There it is. What can we do with the satin slippers? If we remove all of these goodies over to here, let's see what we have in a way of essences. Armor, 15 to 30 life. That's pretty weak. Pretty damned weak. Armor, physical damage, armor, cold resist, fire resist. We don't really have any good essences yet, which isn't that surprising. Body armor, gloves, other armor, chance to avoid being shocked. That adds dex. Armor, lightning resist. Want to live dangerously? Try an orb of chance. I'm going to throw an orb of alchemy on it. We'll see if we can get something good. Movement speed, life, and 2 solid resists. I'm not asking for too much. 2 solid resists, no movement speed, no life. Those are 2 really good resists, though, for this level. Go in here. We can give it movement speed. Won't have life. This one doesn't have life either, but this will give us some movement speed. Or we just give it life and don't put any... We currently have a thing, pardon my imprecision, where if we don't have any sockets on our headpiece, we gain 50 elemental resistance to everything. If we don't have any in our boots, we gain 30% move speed. That gives 25% life. What is our current defense? If we yoink 50% out, we end up with not so great elemental resistances. I think we want to keep that at least for now. So, if we were in fact to swap this in for that, the boots, we would need to stay. We wouldn't get. We have movement speed. Are we really gaining anything though? We lose energy shield. I don't think we gain anything, so we're going to hold on that. In here, though, we can add some more life to this, and either of these rings need to drop. That's got life, cold, and a little bit of lightning. That's got lightning and nothing. So we will go with life here. We'll put these away. Sadly, we couldn't juggle stuff around in a manner to make things niftier. Back to the belly of the beast. Wrong place. Wait, what? Oh, okay, right. Need to go back to town. Use the portal we opened. Tell me I opened the portal. Pretty sure I did. Don't know how I could have gotten there without it, so must have. I did. Belly of the beast level 2. There we go. I was going to cry. So I think I'm going to go ahead and skip it. The wildwood this time. It's a wild, wild wood, though. I can tell you that. Oh, that's a dead end. Short one, but still, don't like them. I'm an ARPG player. We don't like dead ends. We don't like backtracking. Take up time when we should be killing and looting. Dead end. That's got 4 links of our current necessary color combo. A couple items that I can sell for a chromatic. And I don't have enough chromatics yet that I don't need to worry about that. If you're not familiar with PoE, and you're watching because you can't resist the sound of my dulcet voice, currency in this game is functional. It all does. Chromatic orb randomly re-rolls the colors of any sockets on an item. One of the very, very smart things they did is they're designed for that, where the currency is functional. And it's both basically the source of all of the crafting. That's another dead end. That's a bunch of flame dashes. Change the map, GGG. If I had to pick the most ingenious part of PoE, it's making the currency functional. It also means that once they added trading in the game, that it is purely emergent, based on the player's perceptions of the value of the various crafting currency. How many alterations is something worth? How many? Wow, another dead end. Lots of dead ends. We don't like these. Remember? GGG. Hold on.
heretic. My god takes good care of me. I may have misjudged that god of yours. Twice now it was Malachi.
We may just discover the truth of this world.
Piety, my god. I'm sure you will reveal your purpose in time.
Thank you. I forgot to turn it on after coughing, or I pushed the button and it didn't catch. Thank you very, very much for letting me know. Yes, yes. Sadly, sometimes this mic, I press the button once or even twice and it doesn't kick in. Thank you. I appreciate that, and welcome. Get over there and kill her a lot. Kill her more. Kill her faster, stronger, harder. Okay, maybe not harder. That sounded a little creepy. Malachi's lungs. Seriously.
For your flesh was your undoing.
So is that 6 deaths or 7? 7. That one I can't blame on the League. That mob was not juiced. I just wasn't paying close enough attention. I think that's my first... It was entirely my own fault death. Oh, we forgot to summon our big friend, our carrion golem. So I don't consider my leveling process to be successful if I die before maps. Although in a new league, my first character, most of the time, I do die before maps.
Exquisite. The greatest form
Malachi's heart,
God-given talents were wasted.
simply because the league mechanics are usually pretty deadly, and I like to engage with them a lot. So I don't usually manage to make on my first character make it through to Kitava in Act 10 without dying. But after the first character, I get disappointed if I die. This league is pretty rippy, so I won't be surprised if I do more characters and I die before I get to Kitava. Most of the times while leveling now, the only things that kill me are league mechanics or a strong box with freeze in it. All right. I don't know. I assume they don't come in with me. Okay. They stay outside. Hi, Chevron. So it's his entrails. Lungs, heart, and entrails. I have no room. I hate that so much. But this league, even if the league mechanic was a pushover, that last death was entirely on me. Can't use the league as an excuse. I'm just bad at playing video games. Not entirely true. I used to be good, now I'm mostly okay.
I actually find myself admiring you in this moment.
He admires me. He
You
digs
and
me.
I will create the most beautiful of nightmares together. Rather the hallmark of God, isn't it? Let me show you what a real God can do.
He kind of impaled her with a sharp thing. Where'd she go? There she is. Thank you very much for hanging out, and certainly thank you for the poke about the mute. Have a great night.
I've seen.
All right, here we go again. This time it's Malachi. We're going down to the Black Card. I'm pretty sure that these guys don't come with me, but gotta try. Doesn't cost nothing but mana.
Let us see if you truly understand what it means to be Nightmare. Accept the gift of immortality.
You know, that's a gift you can't really return.
Accept the gift of immortality.
But I don't want to be immortal. I just want to live forever.
Nightmare is the true eternal. I am so in love with death.
Have you met Death? She's kind of hot. We got him. He's quite the drama queen while he dies, though. Gotta say that. I mean, did he drop nothing of any use to it at all? Really? Back to Highgate. We'll talk to Kira. Hi, Kira.
What do we call you now?
Yeah, let's go with the Messiah thing that you suggested. That sounds like a plan. Okay. I'm going to hold on to that, sell that, and sell that. Those have decent life. Okay. Sell that. decent life on that, but all right. Hold on to these. I think I'm going to call it here. I'm going to take a break for a couple of hours. I'll be back at my usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, for more PoE. You need to stretch out, take a break, make some food. So that's my plan. I want to thank you guys very, very much for hanging out. My number of viewers today has been very good. The chat's been solid, and I'm grateful for that. Thank you guys. Like I said, back later. Hopefully you'll see me soon. If not, I hope the rest of your weekend kicks ass, actually. Whether you're back later or not, I hope your weekend kicks ass. Back in about 2 hours, maybe a little less. Have a great night tonight. Take care. And ciao for now. Hopefully catch you later. Bye, guys.